It's time, boys. Brian and I had been working on this for some months. We call it PB&J Geekcast. It's just going to be a podcast with some friends, different topics, usually geek culture related. Go over some anime, some video games, some current events. Just a variety podcast. Brian will be joining me for most episodes. He's joining me today, and hopefully Jeebus will pop in too. Today, our topic's going to be coronavirus or COVID. Say hi, Brian.
Hello, I'm Brian.
All right, let's get this show on the road. All right, so I'm not too sure how the audio is. I don't know if Jeebus can hear. Hey, Claudia. Brian, can you say something so I can hear like if one of us is too loud?
I'll never forget when she took that champion from me in TFT.
Oh, Claudia.
I don't know. I don't
I,
remember
I
anything
don't remember what champion,
from the
but
TFT
yeah,
games.
yeah.
I just figure I'll press some buttons.
Brian's a little low. I got you, Brian. All right, one more time, Brian.
Hello, how's this volume now?
Sounds
Gonna
perfect.
try not to shout. I'm gonna try to keep the same volume.
Gotcha. All right.
I am using a phone for this since my PC Master Race computer doesn't have a camera.
Let me pump up a little bit. Let's go right there onto screen. All right. So yeah, COVID-19, coronavirus, pandemic that's
2020 in general.
2020, yeah, in general, swept everyone by storm. And today we're just gonna be talking about different events, how it affected us, how it's affected our gaming life, and I think we should start off with like I guess the podcast in general, how it affected the podcast.
It was supposed to start last year.
Around February, we started talking about it. January or something like that, right? Originally.
Right. We were getting pretty close,
Yeah.
getting towards March.
Yeah, we were already starting to like think of what to do. We did some like mock podcast episodes or whatever, and we got it going. A little bit of like what we kind of wanted to do. We went through some like, all right, I want this, I want that, I want this. Okay, we add this, take off that, and yeah, Corona hit us, and we just had to scrap everything pretty much. That's actually where the origins of my streaming started because I was just excited for a project to do something. I had like some stuff I had bought already that I was meant for specifically the podcast, and I just wanted to use it. So that's how my streaming took off. Like as far as starting it up, just wanted to do something specifically, like with gaming related, obviously.
It was also supposed to be with both of us in the same room.
Yeah,
We had talked about tables we were gonna get
yeah,
to have in that room you're in,
yeah. This is supposed to
and
be the podcast room.
ended up moving a little further away.
Yeah, we were.
So that's not gonna be feasible. Maybe in the future, um, it'll be more feasible.
Yeah, we can
But
probably
for
turn it
right now,
into a bi-weekly episode kind of thing.
it's a good 40-minute drive there.
Yeah, it's not very close anymore.
Yeah.
So I guess we could start off, Brian. I know, but how about we tell the viewers in chat like some of the series of unfortunate events that unfolded for each of us in COVID.
Do you want me to go through everything, or do you want me to say one anecdote and you say the next,
Let's go with like the most
and
major
then we just
ones.
interchange? The
Yeah,
most major, I guess, the biggest impact it's had on me was me losing my job that I've had for like 8 years.
yeah. Brian was a graphic
I
designer for several years. Phenomenal
was a
job.
graphic designer. I was a graphic designer for Ryoko Corporation, which is a fancy way of saying Copy Zone.
Yeah, look who.
But officially, technically, I worked for Ryoko Corporation for a good 6 years, and then for a year, I worked for Core Business Solutions, and then they got bought out by who was my last employer?
A typical big corporate, buying little guys.
Right. But yeah, it's basically it went from like a mom and pop shop thing. It was basically named their corporation, but they pretty much owned my boss, and he had to let go of the store, sold it to Core Business Solutions, and then they sold it to somebody else. And I wasn't there very long under the new ownership, since Corona started hitting at that point.
Right, right.
I try to push towards work at home solutions. My managers are pretty much like, that's not gonna work. It's not gonna get that. It's not gonna get that bad. Well, now the stores pretty much have to let go of. I think we had 30 employees. I think they're left with 8.
Damn.
Yeah.
Holy. Like 33%, more than 30, like 35% of their employees just gone.
Yes.
That's insane.
And they went from working pretty much 6 days a week to only doing 4 full days a week, and then like a half a day on Fridays.
Damn. It's crazy to think like how much. I mean, I guess I haven't noticed it as much because as far as for me for work, how COVID affected me, it just changed how I had to work. I mean, I work at a grocery store, so or customer service grocery store, and all that really changed for me was obviously wearing a mask for several hours a day, having to sanitize and wash my hands like every opportunity I got. Keep social distancing and all the good stuff. But it was just a change of atmosphere. It was really rapid change too. Like we got like these shields that were like in front of us, between the customer, behind us, and like all over. At first, it honestly felt like I was caged. Like I was starting to have like some little bit of anxiety. Like I couldn't breathe well, or like it was just like freaking me out. Like it just I'd step back and I'd bump into the plastic, and it was just like really bothersome. But after like the first like 2 3 months, it's just crazy to say after the first 2 3 months in general, but like we got used to it now. Like on a daily, face mask on, several hours, no problem. The boxes that were inside, pretty much the cages as I call them, um, they don't bother me as much. It's just there now. I've just gotten so like acclimated to it. Um, but yeah, like initially it was just like a shock to me and everyone else, I'm sure, to get used to like such a different work environment. It wasn't, I guess, as drastic as you. Like we didn't lose people pretty much, like very many, if at any at all. Some people had to change departments, right? We couldn't do like any more like sampling, for example. That wasn't happening anymore. They had to move to another department.
Were you working at the beginning
Yeah,
when it like?
throughout the whole thing.
Because I remember one of the neatest things I remember was when they've had to line up people to get groceries.
Right, yeah, outside the store. We still kind of do that, but just like only when there's like, too many people inside the store.
I've eventually switched over to complete curbside service, but initially I was going to the nearest HEB to me. Well, not the nearest, because the nearest was a big one. I went to like a smaller one that was
Hmm.
usually less packed. And I
Right.
remember at the beginning, there would be like announcements, like pre-recorded announcements playing over and over, like make sure you stand 6 feet apart.
Yeah,
Everything's
yeah,
gonna be okay.
yeah.
Wash your hands thoroughly,
It
and
was like
all these like
5 steps, I think, that it was saying to do.
positive reinforcement things to keep yourself motivated, and like social distancing rules, and it felt very Fallout-ish in the way that it was like post-apocalyptic, and it was a little bit humorous.
Toilet paper and water shortage. Oh man. Yeah, Jeebus. That was crazy. Did that hit you? Were you affected by that? Like, did you have any shortages or any like issue
The
getting?
toilet paper.
Hmm.
So I think I told you this before, but I I was sick slightly before Corona hit, or slightly before things started getting bad here for Corona, and they started doing like the furloughs and all the people stay at home, don't go to work kind of rules. I want to say
Right.
like
Yeah. You remember you told me about this, and you like ordered a
I
bunch
want to
of.
say like about a week before I got furloughed off of work. I was sick, so I took a day off to go get checked. Um, I went to go get my prescription at my nearest Walmart, and while I waited for my prescription, the only thing I knew I needed to shop for was toilet paper. And this is not because of Corona. I just happened that I needed toilet paper. And it was already news that toilet papers were starting to run out in certain places, but I didn't think it was that bad. Well, the Walmart I was in was pretty much out of like the smaller packs, like the 4 pack or like the 12 packs.
Yeah.
They were out of those. All they had was like the ginormous ones where I don't know how many came in those, but I was carrying a big bundle of toilet paper because it's all they had left.
The giant bundles with toilet paper math where 12 is 58, 14
I
is
almost considered
387.
I almost not considered not buying it because there's no room for that in my restroom. Like I would have to put it somewhere else. And I found it to be annoying, but I was like, you know what? These things are starting to run out. I might as well take it with me. It's the only one that's left. Um, and no other brands were left. It was the only brand that was left, which was like the Walmart brand.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be the
And
expensive one because when we went hunting for water, uh, all that was left was like the Fuji water and like the expensive brands that no one wanted to buy. Oh, we had no Lysol Germix. Yeah, Claudia, over here, same. Uh, every day at the store, we get customers calling and lining up and asking us if we had any more in the back or we gonna get more. All this stuff, and it's just like, if we had it, it'd be on the shelves. If the shelf is empty, like, unfortunately, that's it. Like, we couldn't even get any, like, ourselves.
I'm a germaphobe, so I was already stacked on Germix. I just had to be more frugal with it.
Yeah. Um,
And
Good.
let's see. I bought the toilet paper. I thought that was gonna last me throughout the whole epidemic. This is when we thought the epidemic was gonna last 2 to 3 months.
Yeah. Boy, were we wrong.
Yeah, I
Yikes.
remember that was like the big talk. It's gonna be 2 to 3 months, and we're in and out of this. And people just refuse to stay home. Had it just been a hard lockdown in the beginning, I think it would have been fine. It would have been the actual 2 to 3 months, but
I think some
uh,
countries just straight up did that,
yeah.
and they were fine. Shout out to my
I
sister
mean, I
getting
don't
me
know how
cleaning stuff.
feasible that is.
Oh, right, Jeebus. Yeah, I mean, especially, good old US of A. We like our freedom. We don't like anyone telling us what we can and can't do.
Freedom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a hot topic
it's
for
a little
another day.
crazy.
In light of current events, that's a hot topic for another day. Yeah, Jeebus is right. When we moved in, we got so lucky that his sister got him a huge box of cleaning supplies for Christmas as like a Christmas gift. Oh man, that came in super clutch. The first like 2 months, it was just the toilet paper from there. Like the first month and a half, because we couldn't find any. We started like scavenging like stores for toilet paper after a while. All right, as far as our
Also,
jobs, huh?
as far as our jobs, what?
I mean, I think as far as our jobs, that covers most of it for me. Nothing really changed for me. I know obviously you went through like a transition, a big
I got
one.
put on furlough. I was pretty much on furlough from the beginning of March all the way up to September. September was officially let go, and pretty much after that, I joined a teaching program so I could be a teacher. Mostly because everywhere else where they were hiring for graphic designers, the pay was pretty much a joke.
Abysmal,
They
yeah.
were, yeah, I'm just like, I'm not gonna get paid that much for how much experience I have. It's ridiculous. So I figured, might as well go into teaching. It
Right,
was
right.
literally the highest demand job and I figured it'd be a good transition from where I'm at.
How did COVID affect like your gaming? I mean, I know you got laid off, so I remember you binging video games.
I remember when it first started, the Division 2 had just gotten. I'm not sure how close it is. I know late 2019, the Gangs or Warlords of New York expansion came out for the Division 2.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Division 2 went on sale on Epic Game Store. So me and my group of friends that I was playing with at the time decided to all get it, and we played it for a good month. That first month of Corona, we were pretty much playing the video game version of that,
I
and that
regret
was
not
pretty
finding a
interesting.
game like that, like the Division, to play with multiple people. I just played a lot of League of Legends, and I never even finished, but I started Star Wars. I never really played single player games, and I was just trying. Got really into it. Was doing a bunch of hours, random side quests, and just roaming around. But that was only fun while everyone was unemployed. Because I mean, we could just play games together. We were just a whole lot of League of Legends, a little bit of Monster Hunter. We played a lot of Monster Hunter actually during the beginning of COVID, and then the group just died out. I guess we all got tired of having too much time to be doing the exact same thing.
Right.
I
I mean, I never
know.
got tired of gaming.
I don't know how you'd be able to do that. I know for a while I was just buying like I usually don't buy too many games. I'll play like the same ones over and over, just like League of Legends, Hearthstone, the free to play ones, pay to win and free to play. And I bought Star Wars. I bought Bloons Tower Defense. I fucking love that game, by the way. As brain dead and fun it
Oh yeah, that
is.
was the thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, I played Bloons
Balloons.
for like a month or two just straight. I was on it like crazy. Fall Guys came out, bought that. Among Us
That
came
was a
out.
hot week.
Yeah, Fall Guys was a couple weeks of just raw, solid entertainment and fun.
I think it was straight up just 1 week, and then it became Among Us time.
Uh,
Maybe 2 weeks.
yeah, something. It was a
They
couple
were
weeks for
pretty
sure.
close.
Yeah, Among Us was gaining steam around the time that uh, Fall Guys was popping off, and I remember playing a lot of Fall Guys, and not a lot of Among Us at the beginning, and I remember the big joke was Tim the Tatman's first win.
Oh yeah.
I was just trying to beat Tim. I had like 4 or 5 by the time Tim got his first win. It was all over ESPN. It was crazy.
I know I binged watched a lot of anime this last summer.
Yes, you've been recommending me Haikyuu ever since you finished it.
I've been recommending Haikyuu way before that, but yes.
Well, you caught up to like the anime or something, to the manga or to the anime, or you found out there was a new season or something. You watched it and you're like, watch it. It's super exciting. Watch it. Watch it.
Yeah, I think there was like a new season that summer, and then that season finished off not too long ago. And then the manga finished off sometime in the fall, I think.
I believe something like that because I
It was a
remember you telling me
it
about
was a
it.
big year for Haikyuu.
Yeah, I'll get to it eventually. I mean, I don't. I'm not a fan of watching an anime while it's still running. Like I want it to be almost over or on its last season before I watch it. That's why I'll never
Hmm.
watch One Piece. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, Manny. Oh, Manny said I started school and was a lab TA. Yeah, yeah. Jimmy said he started watching a lot of streamers as of last year. You too with your streamers and your VTubers.
VTubing, that was a
Uh,
thing too. Watched
yeah,
a lot of VTubers.
yeah, Clay. That's the volleyball one. Yeah, you guys have. I mean, this is. I mean, obviously, last year was the year of the VTubers because they popped off last year. I mean, everyone was at home. They got to watch a bunch of different content. You know, you get bored of the same old routine. So, as far as gaming, yeah, it was a lot of Among Us, a lot of Fall Guys, a lot of Monster at the beginning, a lot of Star Wars right after that, and then Among Us, Fall Guys, League of Legends sprinkled in between there. Um, right now, Right now it's a little bit different since I started streaming and I've tried to produce like a stream every single day. We're on a 15-day streak, boys. Wow, I love One Pieces,
Congrats.
Claudia. Thanks. Yeah, it's been real fun. It's actually really entertaining. Like it's just really fun and interacting with like the viewers and like I mean it's a lot of people I know obviously, but every now and then someone I don't know will come in and it's like ooh, like the message, especially like in Among Us streams. Those seems to be like the ones that generate the most like organic viewers.
Right. Genuinely curious people.
Yeah, I'll see like in other streams that someone that I don't know is in there, but they're not chatting. A solid month of watching this guy's toast Among Us. Yes, there was a lot of quality content from Among Us streamers, or mostly toast that would watch.
You know who likes to watch streamers with low viewers?
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
I don't know.
Just pops in and just like starts rating your stream with his viewers.
Yeah, just start donating or whatever.
Does he stream? I don't know much
He
about
has
him
like
outside of
a
YouTube.
he has like a I don't know about streaming. I know like his crew does, like some members of his crew stream, but not specifically him. I don't know.
Well, Sea Dog, Connor
Shout out to
does
Trash East.
like he likes to. He claims that he likes to watch streamers like pretty much at the bottom.
Yeah,
People who are starting off, like starting fresh into like the whole Twitch scene. He likes to watch that kind of content.
get to also see their growth and I guess like how motivated and how like creative they are. I mean, I can see it. Like it's great to watch someone that's already done great or is doing great, but it's also nice to watch someone who's just at the bottom starting their way up and just the dedication that they have and the motivation that they have to pump out content and videos and stream and all these hours that they're trying to replicate the success of like the bigger streamers.
That's pretty much why I started watching VTubers because it feels a lot like early YouTube,
I kind of get it, yeah.
where it's not just let's plays that they do. Like sometimes they're just literally just chatting with each other and just when they start collaborating with each other, and they don't really have like a set plan of what they're gonna do, and it ends up just being like a hangout between all of them, just pretty much just blogging.
I mean, that's
And I don't know,
how
I find that pretty fun.
yeah, that's kind of how this came about. Like we one day just decided like, yeah, we do this for free, like obviously, on our own, and we always end up with like a pretty lengthy conversation about specific topic. I mean, we'll go down a rabbit hole, right? We'll start at point A, like talking about chocolate, and somehow we end up talking about Gundams versus Megazords. And it'll all be related, like just linked to one another, and we have no idea how we ended up where we ended up. But it's always a blast. What
He
a
watches Trash Tapes religiously every Friday.
yeah. I'd come home from work and I'd see him there in the living room, just like watching. It's like, is that the new one? Yeah. Is that the new one? Yeah. And honestly, shout out to Trash Taste. I love their content. It's just hysterical. I may not watch all of it as religiously as Jeebus does, but I'll watch all like their highlight clips. Hysterical. I like their hot takes, just because it's so controversial. It's like,
And it's usually Connor.
yeah, or Giga and the anime man Joey will have an opinion that's just like, no. This is what everyone believes, and Connor's just like, what? No. I think like the recent one about like alcohol, how Connor's like, oh no, just wine, and because sake has too much alcohol or something in it, and then but I love me some vodka or some whiskey or something. And everyone's just like, what? That is like triple the alcohol of what you're drinking. How is that not strong enough? But sake's too strong. Usually ends up contradicting himself, but in a funny way, you know? He makes an exception for his favorite stuff.
Right.
What. I guess, routines or habits, or have you picked up anything new since COVID hit?
Well, there's the time that I spent between getting put on furlough and getting fired, because that was pretty just that time was pretty lengthy. It was pretty much March up to September.
Yeah, it's all
That
five
life was
months.
way different from what I'm having right now. Because right now I'm studying for my teaching certificate. So let me just go through like my routine before that.
Okay.
From March to September, I was on furlough, which just means that I'm not fired, but I'm put on like unpaid leave. And we were pretty much getting unemployment during that time. And all I had to do was just wait to get calls with the hope that they would call me back. So that whole time, my mother was in the hospital for non-COVID related reasons. She had an accident and she was stuck in a hospital for I want to say 2 months.
Yeah, when it was.
And so for those 2 months, every other day, I would interchange with my sister. I was home alone pretty much from March all the way up to August. My family, well, my mom was in the hospital. My dad and my sister were taking care of the house while she's gone to the hospital. So I was stuck in my apartment where I normally live with my sister. And my, my schedule was essentially uh, go to bed at 8 in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
wake up at 1 or 2 p.m., play video games up to 8 in the morning again. Um, Maybe stay up a little bit later to go take some food from my mother. Um, a lot of naps. There was more naps than actual sleep at that time. I would just take like 2 to 3 hour naps, intermittent throughout the day.
Yeah.
I would mostly eat just at night. I would have one meal, like one big meal at night. That'd be it.
Yeah, I
Um,
remember when you were still living closer over here, you'd say like, "I just ordered like $30 from this place and it's fucking good," or something like that.
yeah, that was a lot of Grubhub.
Yeah.
A lot of Grubhub orders were ordered at that time.
Man, we went on a binge on Grubhub. It was the greatest. Like, it was a gift from God when we discovered it.
They were also my only human interactions that I would have
Yeah.
for a while, aside from the nurses that would like pick up the food for me when I'd get to the hospital. Yeah, so for pretty much that whole time, I couldn't see my mother because they had closed off the hospital only for like emergencies, so I could only step foot on the right out just outside, give him my food. I'm pretty much doing Grubhub work for my mom, and
Should
that'd
have
be
ordered
it.
Grubhub to the hospital. Big brain.
Maybe.
That's too five head. You know, one day you're just like, oh, I don't feel like getting up. What did mom want? Oh, okay. She said she texted me she wants Chili's. I don't want to go all the way around for Chili's, even though there's a Chili's right in front of the hospital, right? But
Right.
yeah, yeah. The era of Grubhub, that was great. No fees. Everything was just delivered. God, we ate so much. We ate out so more. We ate in technically, right? But we ate so
Right.
much like delivery during the first like few months.
That's pretty much all I ate. I mean, I bought some food. I mean, I'll still go to a grocery store and buy some food, but most of the time, I would just order Grubhub.
That life still sounds like you, but yeah, yes, Claudia. I was gonna say that Brian's Corona lifestyle sounds a lot like someone I know currently.
Is that what Cuba does? Just delivery?
Minus no. When you'd stay up all night, go to sleep like in the morning, sleep till the evening, take like naps throughout the day or whatever. That sounds like Cuba down.
Right. I mean, those were my normal weekends.
Mm-hmm.
that was already my lifestyle on the weekend. But I had a set schedule during the week.
Yeah.
Take away all responsibility
It's
and
no
no
man's land.
job, and it's just, do I feel sleepy? No. I'm gonna keep gaming. I would. I think there was one time I spent 48 hours awake.
Yes, I was about to bring that up. That was crazy. I remember specifically jumping into like the server that where like everyone was at, like Walker and all of them. And then the next day popping back in and you telling me I haven't slept. I was like, "Oh, you're fucking madman." And then the next day showing up again and it's like I'm barely going to bed.
Yeah. I don't
Wild.
remember what I was playing, but whatever I was playing, I was pretty addicted to it.
Yeah. I mean, no responsibilities. Your income was pretty much secured with unemployment. I don't blame you.
Yeah. That all came crashing down in September when I finally got laid off. They're never gonna call me back. I have to actually start doing something. So ever since then, I've been pretty much busy every day. I don't really take my weekends off or anything. I just
Yeah.
pretty much every day I get up as early as I can and then just start put my dig myself into a book to study,
Yeah.
and that's been my life ever since. I mean, I still
Hopefully,
game at night.
yeah. Hopefully we get close to our normal like routine and daily life that we were used to. I mean, don't get me wrong, COVID has made me appreciate a lot of things from not being able to go out freely or interact with my friends and family. This year, like as far as celebrations, like minimal to nothing. And if we did, it was just close family. My parents, my sister, my brother, like their kids, and that's it. Like nothing else really. I mean, like literally last year, I graduated, which was supposed to be like the culmination, like the peak for me of like, oh, cool, we're done with school. I get to like reap the benefits, and then nothing. COVID took it. It almost feels like I'm not done. But I mean, I just don't have classes anymore. There's
There were so many weddings
yeah, there was a lot of
last
weddings.
year.
Yeah, and it's
I didn't go
just
to a single one of them.
same. I had to go to a single wedding. Like I said, everything was just close family, and that's it. Just birthdays here and there. I didn't even go to every single birthday. It was just like the ones where I was off and like I knew ahead of time. Nothing was like, oh, you want to come over? Like I kind of miss that because I not kind of. I really miss that. Being able to like message you or message someone like, hey, you want to cook out? We can play some Magic or some board games or something. Smash Bros. Yeah, sure. Why not? Like I miss being able to do that the most probably.
I miss playing Magic, like paper Magic. The only reason I would do it is because every time I go out and I come back, I feel like I need to disinfect everything,
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna spend God knows how many hours scrubbing Magic cards afterwards.
Yeah. I I kind of miss like competing in Magic at least. Like I mean, yeah, it was just a local level here, but
We
I
were
mean,
doing that just before Corona. We were going
yeah,
to modern tournaments.
yeah, we were going more frequently and just like trying to, I mean, sharpen our skill sets and just get into like tournament, uh, tournament mode. Like just get into like that. Okay, no misplays, catch everything, and just think your plays through. And we even started the year off by going to a Grand Prix or whatever they're called, Magic Fest, whatever they're called now. And
The Austin one.
yeah, I mean,
Well,
only one of
Noe
us played
competed.
it. I was about to say that that was the birth of our day two meme. Uh,
Yeah.
we five of us. Was it five of us? Six of us? I don't know how many of us it was.
Four of us.
Four? What's three, four? Yeah, we met Bacon and Angel over there, and Hobby. No, it was Hobby kind of counts, so five. Did Hobby join us? I don't even remember. Like it feels like it was. I mean, it was a year ago, right?
Was he even in the hotel with us? I mean, the
I don't remember
what's it called again?
the Airbnb.
Airbnb. Yeah, Airbnb. Was he
Yeah,
even there with us?
I don't remember anymore. Like the trip feels like it was forever ago. It was even though it was only literally like a year and a couple days ago. But
I want to say he was there for the box openings after we went to Target
yes,
when I bought the gift box.
Yeah, we had like a pack war between each other. No Bogle, only Hulk.
Yeah, when I bought this.
I have mine. I store some random stuff in it.
Well, it's just it happens to be in front of me.
But I just remember all of us were excited. We were pumped up. We had been practicing. We had been play testing and everything. We're just like, okay. We're finding our decks. And then the three of us just decided not to play. You, myself, and Jeeves were just like, nah, I don't feel like it. I want to experience Austin. Before,
I didn't compete because you and Jeebus didn't compete.
It was a domino effect. I just was not feeling it. Was it a modern tournament? I don't remember if it was. Or was it standard?
That's a good question.
That may have been the reason we didn't compete. It might have been standard, and we weren't playing, or at least I wasn't playing standard at the time.
Yeah, I don't remember what the tournament was.
But something made me decide, nah, I'm not gonna play. And then that turned into a domino effect of someone else not wanting to play.
Jeebus says Oko standard. I think it was standard.
Yeah, if it was standard, definitely, then I might have even preemptively decided not to play.
If it was standard, for sure, I just had no interest in playing.
Yeah. And we just decided to explore Austin instead, while we still could, because it was in January.
Right.
That was a lot of fun, though. I'll definitely be going to Austin more often once, we're not stuck in here. No, we played. You're right. No, we did play Modern. So it might have been a Modern event, but it was during Oko standard time. For whatever reason, we didn't play. I don't remember specifically why. But us not playing birthed one of our favorite memes, at least one of my favorite memes. Noe, if you watch or hear this, you know what we're talking about. And the rest of the viewers are going to know. The birth of Day 2. So, for those of you who don't know, Magic tournaments, especially bigger ones, tend to have a 2-day tournament kind of thing. The day one is like you go through your regular like pools, like if you play like any other fighting game tournament or anything, and you go through about 9 matches, depending on how many people entered. And then if your record is good enough, you qualify for the next day, and then you just finish off. And then obviously they have like the quarterfinals, semifinals, everything like that. So Noe was like super determined to get day 2. He was you gotta admire his charisma for it, right? And it didn't help that I was like ragging on him, because I was like, oh, I have 100% day 2 record. Every tournament I've gone to, I have day 2, all one of them. And Noe wins like 2-3 games, loses 1 or 2. And he's so confident that like, okay, I can still do it. It's like, go for it, dude. Like, we're just gonna be exploring. And at some point, he just like drops. He's just like, all right, cool, I'm done. I'm not gonna play. And the rest of the trip, we're just teasing him like, so Noe, how many day 2s you have? Oh, right. You wanna comment on that? Well, we only accept comments from people that made day 2, buddy. What did we do besides exploring Austin?
We found that cafe that had board games.
The Emerald Tavern. Yeah. Shout out to that place.
One, yeah.
That place was awesome. If you're in the Austin,
that was a nice find.
Yeah, it was like random too. We had fallen asleep or something on one of the last days, and we just randomly decided to go. We Googled some places and we went.
Well, we were tired and we all took a nap in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
And we had already thought about going to we were thinking about going to shops and definitely try to find like a good coffee place.
Yeah.
So we did some Googling and we found a few places, Emerald Tavern being one of them. We went to some other shops that sold like retro video games and whatnot. I think we ended up just stopping at one.
Right, I forgot about that. We were hopping around different places.
We almost didn't go out that night.
Yeah,
we almost just stayed in.
I think everyone in the Airbnb was asleep except for me at some point, and I think I even told you, "Fuck it, let's go downtown," just like randomly.
Right.
And out of that commotion, like everyone woke up.
It was a slow but rough motivating uh time at that point.
Yeah.
I know for sure at some point I was just like, I know I want to do something, but I'm just too tired and I just want to go back to sleep.
Yeah, JB says our age didn't help. Oh boy, it did not. We are not young anymore. Oh, the Uber drivers. That's right. That was like at least my first time experiencing Uber drivers. I don't know about you.
The old Uber lady. Which one?
The one that was new to the area and she wasn't very good of a driver. Sorry, lady. Unfortunate truth. It was one of the last ones, and she didn't know how to get to our
Is she
Airbnb.
the one that had the tiny car
Yes, she had the
where
smallest
y'all
car.
didn't fit?
Yes, I was cramped at the back, and it was not fun. Yeah. The
No
shout
comment
outs
from Jeebus.
shout outs to the guy who was driving the truck that took you and I after we dropped off Noe and
That
Jeeps,
guy
of
had
course.
snacks in his truck.
Yeah, he had snacks. I think he had water. He was letting us know, do we want the temperature higher, lower, any specific music? Uh, and overall, just a great guide. Like just telling us, yeah, F1 Ford F-150, bro. Indeed. Yeah, he just insightful. If you want barbecue, you don't have to wait in line at this place. Sure, it's phenomenal barbecue, probably some of the better you'll find, but it's not worth waiting 3 hours for a 98 when you can get a 92 for 10-minute wait. Very insightful. Think
Yeah, more Uber drivers should be like him. We left
yeah,
him a good tip.
yeah, we left him a good tip and then like a great review and everything. I was hoping we could get him again while we were traveling, at least in Austin.
That'd be pretty hard.
Yeah. What happened after Austin? It's so hard to remember last year. Like everything feels so jam packed.
I mean, that trip doesn't even feel like last year.
But it is. It was right after Noe's birthday. Noe's birthday just passed.
Yeah, it was January 12th when we went.
Yeah. Holy crap! You remember the exact day.
I looked it up recently.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, because it was the day after Noe's birthday. I just
Yeah.
remember because recently it was his birthday game. We had like a little thing for him.
I was confusing that trip for my trip to Dallas for DreamHack.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
thought that was the trip that I did last year, but I had him changed. I had the memories intertwined.
Yeah.
I had gone to Dallas the year before, on around January also of the year before,
Yeah, because I
2019.
think that's what you started getting back, or not back into, but more into like esports teams and players specifically.
I mean, I only went for that because friends were going. I'm not a big CS:GO fan. If people don't know, that DreamHack was hosting, I believe they're called Masters for CS:GO. Don't quote me on that. But
A big tournament.
one of my friends, shout out to Chris Dudley, he's a big fan of CS:GO, and I know he was pretty stoked about going to watch the CS:GO tournament in Dallas. Me and the rest of the boys that were going tagging along, we were just going just for the fun of being there with friends.
Actually, yes. Shout out to
But
Chris for letting us stay in his house multiple times, even though one of those times he wasn't even at the house. Shout out to you, Chris.
but yeah, I mean that was fun. I like going to the DreamHack, but that was not that. That was not last year.
That was,
That was
2019. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've talked a lot about like what has happened, what happened to us, like personally or whatever, individually. What about like moving forward with COVID? In like, I don't want to say a COVID free world, but like where we have a vaccine. What do you plan to do more, based like from what you've learned from COVID or your experiences?
What do I plan to do more? I think right now just my goal is to land a teaching job and be like pretty much back to normal, have a set schedule.
Your
Um,
routine?
e- Even though like um I've been forcing myself to be in a schedule, it's kind of hard to keep it consistent.
Yeah.
Um, Pretty much self-managing myself is not as easy as I thought it would be. Um, But yeah, I guess my goal for now and my hopes for the future would be, of course, I might land a teaching job, kind of have
Oh, you're cutting off. Oh, we lost Brian, boys. We've lost Brian. All right. I guess I'll take over for a bit. All right. So, stars for me. I definitely want to travel a lot more. Once. Oh, look, there's Brian. He's coming back. Hello, hello, hello.
guess we lost me
Hey,
there, huh?
there you go. Yeah, you're back. All right. So
I'm not
yeah.
sure where it cut off,
I believe
but
routine, self-managing yourself
I'm
is the last thing
back,
I heard.
Jeebus. I'm back.
He's back from the ashes, back from the shadow
I
realm.
just want to get back to normalcy, with a set schedule, Monday to Friday, teaching job. Any extra time that I have, I want to dedicate that time to start a stream or a YouTube channel, or on my I want to do merchandise, art merchandise to sell.
I remember you talking about
For
that
sure,
before, even before COVID or whatever.
for sure. Hopefully, if conventions come back this year, I do want to have a booth at one point. That was my goal for last year, by the way.
Yeah,
My goal for last year was I want to have a booth at a convention to sell merchandise. Of course, that was just not feasible.
I mean, a lot of
But
things got postponed. It's un-
a lot of
it's
things got
understandable.
postponed. But I've worked on merchandise. Hopefully, as soon as I feel comfortable going to a convention again, I can have that happen, and hopefully it'll be this year.
Yeah,
And other than that, I just miss going to conventions. That's the main thing. I need to go to another convention as soon as possible.
get that fix. I get what you mean though. Like, it's different from just hanging out with your friends or whatever. It's just like randomly running into someone and they're like, "Oh, I like your backpack. I like your lanyard, your pin, or whatever." Oh, thanks. And then you start talking to this person randomly for a few minutes. Oh, cool, whatever. And you bump into them again, like at a restaurant or something in the convention center or in the area. And it's just like, I mean, I haven't personally made any friends from a convention, but it's kind of cool. It's just like you skip the awkward introduction phase, kind of, when you meet someone in a convention center.
It's like, oh, you're at Comic-Con, and you're standing by a booth that sells anime merch. You're probably an anime fan, so you already have one thing in common.
Ah, a fellow man of culture, right?
Right.
I think for me, as far as like moving forward, well, obviously I started streaming, and I want to keep doing that. This month, I'm trying to go like the whole month without missing a day. After that, I want to develop like a schedule, or just as long as I can go streaming every single day. It's pretty fun. I'm enjoying it. Uh, After that, I mean, my number one goal right now is to reach affiliate. Baby steps. We're halfway to the follower count on affiliate. So that's exciting. It's like a little motivation. I don't know, like a little project that you can see it progress. Like that's really cool. And the same as you, like I want to do like a YouTube or Twitch. I kind of already started on that, right? But I want to see it grow. I want to progress it more, and maybe turn it into like something kind of community driven. Like I want to do like some charity stuff, like giveaways or whatever. You know, just give back a bit. And obviously travel, conventions or whatever. Maybe maybe a big trip, just like one big one. Japan.
That has to happen, huh? A trip to Japan.
Yeah, that's probably 2022 if I'm being realistic. Need to recoup from this craziness that's been going on, and then save for it.
I mean, they still need to do their Olympics.
That too, yeah. I forgot that was supposed to happen last year.
Yeah, that's got moved to this year.
Hopefully, I mean, hopefully everything
I think I think it'll happen regardless this year. If anything, they might just not have
audience,
like a audience.
yeah, kind of like the UFC did, and like NBA towards the end.
Yeah, because I don't know if they can afford to postpone it another year.
Yeah, we'll see. Those Olympic athletes, they're known for interacting with each other. So We'll see how they keep them quarantined.
But they have like a set schedule where they prepare every 4 years.
Yeah, true, true, true.
So I
So
don't know how long they can keep them like waiting because they got to keep themselves in shape
yeah. So are
for
they
the
gonna move the next
Olympics.
one to 3 years from next year, or like 4 years still?
That's a good question. I mean,
Huh.
this has never happened before.
Yeah, true. This is the first for a lot of people. It's not just our first for the. I mean, it's the
Right.
first for the world. When's the last pandemic? The closest thing was like Ebola or what was the other one called?
Or World War II. I'm not too familiar with what happened with Olympics around that time. I know it was hosted in Germany just before World War II, and that lasted more than three or 4 years.
I'm not a big history buff, so I wouldn't know. Show me, but I'll remember random little tidbits. Useless information.
Right.
I won't remember dates, countries, or anything like that. But random tidbits. I got you. So yeah, I guess that should wrap it up for today's episode. Um, I guess we'll give you like a little rundown right now what we kind of want to do. So we're looking pib trivia. We're looking to do this like every week. Brian will be one of my main co-hosts. He'll be here more often than not. But I want to have some variety like topics and have variety of opinions. I know Brian might have some topics that he wants to bring up himself. Maybe we even have him host it, and like I won't even be here. He'll find his guest or something. We'll figure it out. Is there anything particular that you wanna like talk about, or a topic you want to get to eventually?
Off the top of my head,
Yeah, just like just for like I guess reference for anyone that sees it. And is like, oh, maybe I'll tune in for that episode.
I don't have a big topic at the top of my head. I like to talk more about like topical things, like what's going on that week
Yeah,
in
gotcha.
gaming.
Also,
For example, right now, the Division 2 developers are working on a Star Wars game,
right, I heard
an
about
open world
that.
Star Wars game.
Yeah. I totally play that, even if it sucked. I'm just gonna say that. I'm gonna be open about it.
So as soon as I hear more about that, for sure I want to talk about that.
Yeah, because I mean, we have different backgrounds as far as like our games that we play. Like, I know you're into like RPGs, JRPGs. I have minimal to no interest in JRPGs.
I don't think there's like a single game genre that I haven't touched.
True, but I mean, there are some that you're like more familiar with than I am. So obviously, I can't talk too much about JRPGs because I don't know much. But
Right.
you do. I mean, and I want to have that kind of dynamic going on with the podcast moving forward. Like, as far as like the guests, I want maybe someone who's very knowledgeable, kind of knowledgeable, and then me. Like, if I don't know anything, or maybe I'm super knowledgeable on the topic, and then two people that are kind of knowledgeable, or just have different opinions on the point of views on the topic itself. It'll mostly be geek culture related though, so keep that in mind, like
For
viewers.
sure we're gonna have a VTuber special.
A VTuber special, maybe. Yeah, we can. Sure, sure. I have no clue about VTubers. I don't plan on going down that rabbit hole.
We'll contact HoloLive and see if we can get like one of them to join us.
That would be interesting if you could pull that off. You'd be a miracle worker. Um,
If I pull it off, I'm getting a raise.
there's neither of us are getting paid, so I guess yes, you'll get a raise.
Follow us on Patreon. Give us money. We don't have a
Patreon.
Patreon.
No, we don't have anything going on yet. For reference, I don't know if I brought it up in the beginning. I guess this collaboration or like this project that Brian and I are doing. It's not just Brian and I. It's like a cumulative thing. It's not just going to be us two, but we call it PB&J Geekcast. It was initially supposed to be myself, which is a P, Pib, Brian, which is the B, and Jeebus. COVID hit, so I couldn't start it up as intended, but this is what we're working with now. We're going to try to re-upload to YouTube the episode and also put it on just audio only. What else? What else before we close off today?
Um, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Hopefully this year is much better than last year. Happy New
It's
President
a little
soon.
it's a little late for Happy New Year, but
It's never too
it's my
late.
first time being here.
Yeah. It's both of our first times.
I still like since I'm like so scattered with all my like a lot of my social friends that I normally talk to more frequently. Um, my Happy New Year's have been like scattered
Throughout the
still.
week.
Like if I talk to somebody who I literally haven't talked to since last year, I still tell them Happy New Year.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna try to upload weekly, by the way. Every weekend we'll upload a new episode. Try to at least. Obviously, it's live, so there may be some issues with getting guests or just recording or anything. We might have technical issues, right? But they're growing pains. Like we want to get it going. Um, I guess before closing off, thanks to Claudia Jebus and everyone who watched. Thanks for Manny for tagging along in the chat. Feel free to ask us anything on the chat, guys, especially if it's related to the topic or bring up anything. We want it to be kind of interactive. Obviously, we can't just read off chat the entire time, but we see you. We see you. We appreciate you.
I've been looking at the chat.
Yeah. And yeah, hopefully you tune in next time. And if you don't, hopefully you watch it later on. We don't have a set episode yet for next week. I'll link. I think I have the Instagram for PB&J Geekcast. I don't think I linked the Twitter, but I'll try to upload like a little hint as far as, or like a picture with kind of hinting at what we're going to be talking about with a little spoiler in the description. Like, yeah, we're going to be talking about Pokemon this week. Oh, Pokemon's such a hot topic right now, or it's been such a hot topic.
Yeah. Yeah, I just saw a thread today on Twitter about Pokemon, and it devolved into like a lot of toxicity in the comments.
Yeah. Hit the notification bell, PIB trivia. I would not be against an AMA, maybe getting a guest in here or something. We just answer whatever chat's hitting us with. But yeah, just stay tuned, guys, for a variety of topics. We're going to cover as much as we can related to things we're either a fan of or knowledgeable about in geek culture, anime, games. Like I said in the beginning, that we're going to be talking about.
I'm not knowledgeable, but I have a lot of opinions.
Yeah, that too. Or opinionated in. Yeah, strongly opinionated in specific topics.
So
We'll
if you
go
want
over
to hear
them.
a lot of strong, opinionated, but non-researched opinions,
This is your number one spot. Yeah, we got you. Also, we don't always share opinions, as we've shown in our conversations. So you get two sides a lot of times. You'll get Brian, who garbage takes. Jeez. You'll get Brian, who has an opinion, and he's like set on it. Like, you're not gonna convince him otherwise, which is good. Like, I don't mind that, but it allows for a discussion. Like,
depends if I'm wrong or not.
depends if I'm wrong. You can't be wrong. It's your opinion, unless you're Noe.
Right.
Who
So
has
if
zero
my
day
opinion's
twos.
right, I don't see why I'd have to change my opinion.
Right. That's another meme that we just can't live down. All right. I guess we'll close off today. We got a decently sized episode today. That's gonna count as my stream for today, by the way, guys. We're like I said, this will be once a week, hopefully. Usually on the weekends. Getting guests is gonna be a little hard depending on like when they're free. So we're not dedicating it to specifically every single Saturday or every single Friday or whatever. Just on the weekends, we'll try to launch an episode. The time may be different too every week, just to accommodate for everyone who's going to be joining. So yeah, thanks everyone. Appreciate y'all stopping by. Appreciate the comments. See you next week.